Hello and good morning friends, welcome to CEC EduSet live lecture. Dear friends, in this lecture today we are going to discuss on a very good topic. I would say good because you often heard about communication and personality. Many of the people think that personality and communication are two different things, but my dear friends, our today lecture is all focused on how communication plays an important role in enhancing one's personality. For this, we have again with us in our studios Dr. Nirmal Bhatnagar. She is a soft skill trainer as well as consultant to many institutions. So first of all, I would like to welcome our guest Dr. Nirmal Bhatnagar, and under her able guidance in this lecture today, we are going to learn how communication plays an effective role in enhancing the personality of an individual. Hello ma'am, welcome to the EduSet lecture.
Thank you.
And as we have been discussing a lot on communication, but we have never discussed about how personality is dependent on communication. I would like you to deliver this lecture in detail, how communication plays an important part.
Well, today we are going to take communication to a different angle altogether. We all talk of personality, that so and so has very good personality, so and so is a very charming person, so many things, so many adjectives we use for people. But one thing is very certain and one thing I would like to tell you, that personality is something which goes with communication hand in hand. There are people who we say are very effective in their looks, very charming when they are quiet, but the moment they open their mouth or the moment they speak to something or someone, we find that they are not effective at all. We don't like to listen to them, we don't like to talk to them, we don't like to associate with them. Now, to understand this lecture, the first thing that we have to understand is what is personality. Now, personality is neither your beauty, nor your figures, nor your shapes, nor anything that is physical, visible. Personality is something what you think, what you speak, how you react to people, how are you emotionally connected to people. Everything that happens inside you and how you behave, that inside feeling with others, is called your own personality. Now, personality is something that we get from our genes. I mean, our looks are where we are born, how we are brought up, who is the person, whether it's a rich family or a poor family, is not something in our hands. We are all designated to be born somewhere. In somebody's house, if we were supposed to have a choice, we could have had a choice with people and we could have told the God, please put me into so-and-so's house, or to a rich man's house, to a big politician's house or a leader's house, then it would have been different. But no, we all are born in different families with different background and different brought up. Now, all this does not mean that a person brought up in a poor family, a person brought up in a rural family or a what you call slum family cannot have a good personality. Personality is nothing to do with your, the place where you're born or the looks that you acquire. The looks that we acquire are also something that we get out of our genes, our parents, our family. Some people are fair born, some are dark born, some are ordinary looking, some are very sharp featured. These are all things which are developed in the womb of the woman, and we cannot predict them, we cannot alter them. Yes, but the personality means how we develop ourselves, what is our thought, what sort of mannerism we have. Do we use soft words? Does our family treat us nicely? Do we respect elders? How do we show our concern with people when we meet them is something that is reflected in our personality. You must have found in many cases very charming looking woman, very beautiful looking woman, but thoroughly arrogant or with lot of ego into them that they don't even look at people properly. To the people they get together, the way they deal with them, the arrogance they have on their face, the expressions they have their face is completely what you call is something that you don't accept. you feel bad about them. Maybe you, out of respect, maybe out of your own limitations, you have to be nicey to them. But in your heart, when you leave them, you only have to say, my God, what sort of a lady is she? She may be very well groomed, must be dressed very well, all charming, all from beauty parlors and all that, but that look on her face gives her off. Now, one thing is there, I told you something about visual communication. The looks you have, the eyes that you have, the eyes that melt into you when you are talking to a person, the expression you have is called something that is an acceptable factor of a communication. So, the personality of a person has a very big connection with the communication. You may be very charming, you may be very beautiful, but if you do not have proper communication, if you do not know how to communicate with people orally, visually and physically or with your voiceover, you cannot be an acceptable factor in the society ever. You may be a very, very ugly looking person. If your mannerism, if your communication skills, if your love, your desires, your sentiments are with the public, then you will find you are a very acceptable person. Now here I could remember one personality who affected the world very, very much, and that was Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu, if you read about her and if you hear about her, people said that she was the ugliest woman in the era she lived, and people thought that she's never going to do anything. But right from the childhood, I was reading her childhood and her youth and her acceptability in the world. From the very childhood, the mannerism she had, the softness she had in her words, the way she spoke to people, the way she realized people's feeling, she was one of the most lovable persons in the world. And today we read all about her. Not only read all about her, we cherish her in our lifetime. How did this happen? Is it because she was what you call very charming, or she was a very big woman? No, because she was a very acceptable personality. Her communication, of all respect, was something which was highly acceptable to any class of people. She moved with African young kids, the hungry ones, the ones suffering from famine. She moved with the most, what you call, sophisticated people of the United Nations abroad. She studied in the good institutions, but she never forgot the people around her. The way she mixed with everybody was the personality she developed. And in this personality, her communication skills gave her a very acceptable, what you call, feeling with the people she was. And today we remember her as one of the ladies who was called the Nightingale of India. Now, there can be millions of examples. There are people who have, by the way they have acted, the way they have worked with the people down below the line, the way they have communicated themselves, can be the most beautiful personalities. Whereas there are most charming looking people who go on the stage and who are not able to utter a word, or who do not know how to talk, who do not know how to express. They are the people we feel are the people who are not acceptable at all. Now, if I am trying to put this point together to you, that beauty, charmingness, handsomeness, or the macho figure, or whatever you call it, is not something which is called your personality. It's something inside. Your feelings, your expressions, your dealings, the way you speak to people, your voiceover, your softness, how you share the sentiments of others. If this is part and parcel of personality, then the point is proved that communication plays an extremely, extremely important role when you communicate with people for your acceptance amongst the society. Now, how do we develop this? How do we hold it? Number one, for a good personality, you should be very sincere inside. You should be very, very I mean, your apathy towards people should be very great. You should be very polite to people. You should have feelings for others. Now, for developing all this, it does not mean that they should remain in you that I'm a very acceptable, nice person because I feel good about people. No, it's not that. How you communicate it to the others, how do others feel about it is more important. So if you have to communicate your feelings to the others and if you have to speak out your feelings, then what you need is self-confidence. Many people feel very good. Many people have so much to say. They want to tell you so much and we know that they can say so much, but unfortunately they are not able to speak out. They are not able to express themselves. That does not mean that they are not good personalities. So what they lack is one thing that we call confidence in them. Now, how to build this confidence? I'm talking the word confidence. We all want to have confidence, but many of us, maybe I can say majority of the people in a classroom, outside, in an office, outside, are not able to speak themselves out, not able to say what they want to say, not able to express their feelings because of lack of confidence in communication. So the first thing in communication that arises out, which is very closely related to personality, is what we call confidence. Now, how do we build confidence? Now, confidence is something which is acquired, which we have to go on telling ourselves, yes, yes, yes. Very unfortunate that many of us lose our confidence in the childhood itself. Reason that our own families help us in losing our confidence. There is something called good, well done, compliments that we call. People have to give you compliments if they want you to go a step ahead. When a little baby starts walking and he takes one step, the mother says, shabash, well done, and he takes another step. Very unfortunate that in our own houses, we keep comparing children, we keep comparing ourselves. In colleges, in schools, the teachers keep comparing, and we always give attention to those children, those students who are ahead, who are self-confident and who can always come forward and do something. It is very, very unfortunate in this country for all of us that we do not try to give confidence to those who do not have confidence. Now, how do we do it? You always pick up a person who seldom speaks. Call him over, tell him, you can speak. Come on, you explain, have little patience with that person, and gradually you will find with your coaxing, the person will start expressing himself or herself very clearly. So, encouraging others to express, being a good listener, not only being a good listener, but being a good questionnaire. I mean, like, you go on questioning a person, you go on showing your curiosity, and the person will definitely keep little answers, and gradually you'll find getting involved into bigger answers, bigger talking. So go on encouraging a child by saying, well done, that was nice, I like your argument, that's a nice thing, though you are right, but I feel this could also be a solution. Don't just dump a person with a shut up. And we have a very bad habit of telling people, tumhe nahi pata, tum baith jao, tumhe nahi pata. Or we keep shouting at a person who hardly speaks out. Abhi wo apna muh kholne hi wala hota hai, and we just tell him, nahi, 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 tumhe nahi pata hai. The parents at home, when a child, there are two children, we just say, oh my, this one is very bright, but this one is okay. We go on pushing into him a feeling that he is just okay. And finally he becomes just okay, and he does not have that courage to say, I can also be good. So what I am trying to stress at you is that for a good personality to be a good communicator, it is very necessary that you should have your inner confidence. And inner confidence comes from compliments. In our language of personality, we call it stroke. You have to stroke a person. And generally we are very reluctant to stroke a person. We do not stroke a person. We know somebody is looking nice, somebody has done some wonderful work. We do want to say, and we realize he has done a good job, but for us to say, oh, that was a good job, to say, oh, that was very good, you know that it takes us so much of, stress to compliment someone. We hate complimenting. And when we hate complimenting, we are very bad at accepting compliments also. Somebody gives us a compliment, you're looking good, we'll say, oh no, essay. Why do we not accept a good compliment and feel good about it? So what are we doing by doing this? We are killing the confidence inside us. We start believing, I cannot do it, I cannot do it. I'm only good to be at this level, I cannot go up to another level. We keep doing that. And the result is that the confidence that is built for speaking out, for giving good expressions, for communicating gets lost gradually, and it grows, that losses grow with us as we grow, because nobody is there to give us strokes. So what do? I give you a good solution out of it. What you can do is, you start self-stroking. What is self-stroking? Self-stroking is when you compliment your own self. जिसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं खुद को शाबाशी दीजिए. Suppose you have done a good job today. Suppose you've been able to answer 2 questions in your classroom today, or you're able to read a chapter with full concentration, and nobody says that was good. You should tell yourself, I am good. I could do it. I can understand. I could pay attention to what the other person was saying. I could read out the whole paragraph and I could get the meaning out of it. So I have some brain, I'm good. This exercise of self-stroking, giving shabashi to yourself, you will take you a big way in building your confidence. Gradually, when you start self-complimenting, self-stroking, you're looking nice, nobody says you're looking nice, stand before the mirror and say, oh, I'm looking nice today. Why not? Why not self-compliment? You've done something good, you've shown way to someone on the road and has helped him cross the road. Say, oh, I'm a human being, I'm a good human being. So these little compliments that you give to yourself will build your confidence, and when you are a confident person inside, you will find that you are able to express yourself very well. The look on your face changes, your facial expression becomes very acceptable, very confident facial expression you have. You are able to talk to the people with little more strength than you had before. Suppose you are a part of a social group, you are sitting in your office and everybody around you is talking. You are just listening. Your expressions as a listener do matter a lot. There are very few people who are good listeners. There are very many people who are good talkers. People want to talk and they feel that you cannot talk. Somewhere in between, gather your strength and say, I feel like this. Show your strength of speech also. This reflects on your personality, that you have a personality which can assert, assertiveness. Many people just go on saying yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir in the offices. They do not, though they differ, they do not want to say no. They're scared. There's so many, things around. Oh, he's a senior boss. Oh, this will happen. If I say no, he can do this. He will feel bad about it. Why should I hurt him? If he's saying no, taking a wrong decision, it's his headache. How am I bothered? It's not my office, it's his office. If I'm in the classroom, if children are making noise and the teacher is not doing anything, how am I concerned? We take life only at our own convenience. And this convenience taken in the life becomes a very bad reflection on our personality. Our expressions become dead because we take everything for granted. Arre, theek hai. There are times when your inner voice says, no, ye theek nahi hai. Maybe with all your courtesies, with all your softness, with all your mannerism, you say, sir, I personally feel that it could not be done like this, it could be like this also. Maybe at that time in front of everybody, your boss does not agree with you, but in her heart of heart, if your suggestion is good and you have said something worthwhile, he is sure to think about it when he is alone. He is sure to give, shape to that suggestion in his own style, but he will accept it. At least you get that confidence. More confidence you get by doing things like this, more your personality becomes reflective and communicative. So personality is how you behave, how you show your expressions, how your eyes reflect to a certain expression, how does your smile go, where is your, hands, how does your body react to a particular situation. All these add to your personality. Now, in other words, personality is also mannerism. You may be very, very good at communication. Your communication must be excellent, but if your mannerism is terrible, then your communication goes hayway and your personality becomes a rustic personality. Now, what is a rustic personality? A person who abuses very often in his conversation without even realizing what he is doing, he or she, the loose language they are using while talking. You must have seen people on the roadside talking. You must have seen now that same sort of communication coming into the younger world of students. They feel it's nice to use a few cheap words, the rough words, the language which they hear here and there. To use those words, they feel that they are very reflective if they use that sort of language. But this is damaging their personality, because overall, when you're talking to the person and using this sort of language or crude language or not using an expression which is soft enough, it shows into a person's mind that not a good person. You don't ever respect a person unless his language, his mannerism is proper. So your body language, the way your hands move, the way your head moves, the way your eyes move, the way you speak out is all that is part of what we call acceptability in society, and this is all what we call communication. Communication is not something just talking. Communication is more than talking, more than what we are doing. And I can tell you, a good personality is a person who is a good communicator, which is very closely linked to each other. I now give you an example, a very recent example. You all must have noticed, we have our own Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. He is a very, very acceptable personality. People don't say that because he has an excellent communication with him. If you see him talking, you get glued to his face when he's talking. The expressions he uses, the way he's using his hands, the way he's using his voice is all what is reflecting on his personality. We don't say he is a good communicator, we say he's a very good personality. Not that a person looks like Hrithik Roshan or a big hero or Salman Khan or somebody. It's not the looks, it's the way a person behaves. If a very charming person behaves in a very rough manner on the mic or in front of public and uses abusive language or the language which is objectionable, then we can assure you that person's personality is never acceptable. So please remember, what we are trying to tell you today is something which is very important as a part of communication skills, that communication skills not only are making you a person who is acceptable in society, but is mainly reflecting on your personality. The type of personality you are, the type of person you become, whether you are in your family, whether you are with your children, whether you are at work, or whether you are with common people in the marketplace or in a mall or even in a bus. How you act, how you reflect yourself is something which is called your personality. So in no case we can say that personality and communication can be separated, that so and so is a very soft spoken person, so he is a good personality. No, a good personality is a person who has all the other qualities. Take the example of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, a very short looking ordinary lady, but she became the heroine of the entire world. She's a global figure. How? It's her sweetness, the way she reflects, the way she talks to the children on the road, the way she interacts with the workers, the way she interacts with the biggest people, the VVIPs. She has no arrogance, not even one little reflection of arrogance or what you call ego or pride on her face ever, or even on her hands. Softness all over. Why? So one thing, please remember, when we are talking of communication, indirectly we are trying to talk about your personality, how to build it up, how to enhance it, how to make it a better person, an acceptable person, not only in your main lifestyle, at your home, with your partners, with your life partner, with your friends, with everybody. So please, one thing that I am trying to talk to you about communication today is that communication becomes an extremely important part of our life. And as we have said, that if communication is so important in our life, then the skills of communication, effectiveness of communication, how to communicate, what to communicate, and when to communicate, they take a very major part in our every step that we take towards the success story of our life. So, right from the childhood, from the nursery stage, at the school, at the mother level at home, when you speak, when you talk, don't think ये तो घर की बात है, घर में ही तो बोल रहे हैं, ये तो मेरा अपना ही आदमी है, इसी से तो बोल रही हूँ, अरे ये क्या है, ये तो घर का नौकर ही है, इसी से तो बोल रही हूँ. No. The habit of good communication is a habit which is almost like a lifestyle for you. You have to use it, you have to talk about it, you have to reflect it in every field of life. There are people I've seen who learn to say thank you to everybody, even a peon. There are people who say thank you to even when a passerby is giving something to you. If you've asked someone something, say thank you. There are people who have said sorry. You don't even know a person, but if you touch a person or hit someone by your shoulder in a crowded, your mouth immediately shuns out with the word sorry. Not that the person has listened, it's a habit with you. And these good habits, the good word speaking, the expression of sorrow, expression of sorry, expression of feeling, what you call feeling for others, these are the things that are formulating into your self. Your expression changes. You've seen those people who pretend to be looking very hard at times, but if they are soft, you can always reflect into them something that you can talk to them, you can share your secrets with them, you can communicate with them, you can go to them without fear. But there are people who are like terrorists. They may be very big, or they may pretend to be becoming a good personality by looking like, गुस्से वाले, या कि मैं बड़ा बॉस हूँ तो मैं बड़ा बॉस हूँ. And you sit with your expression with anger thing all the time, no smiles, no reflection into eyes. Anybody feels 10 times scared walking into a room and is so scared even sharing anything with you. Who is at loss? The boss is at the loss. You are yourself at a loss because you have not got any communication links with people. So world today, not only the world, right from the smallest unit of the family to the biggest unit of the whole global world, is resting on good communication, skilled communication. What is the difference between a person and another person? One person is a very charming one. He is very well accepted. We want to go to him, we want to talk to that person, we share our problems with the person, and there's a similar person sitting at the same stature, and we want to share with him, we want to talk to him, but something inside keeps a brake on us. No, don't do it. You don't know what he's going to say. He's going to shout back. He's going to insult me. He's going to say something crude to me. या मुझे गाली दे देगा, या मुझे ऐसे बोल देगा. There is never anything wrong in using courteous words. Bhaiya. What's wrong if you are having a cup of tea outside, somewhere on the roadside shop, and you say, Bhaiya, ek pyala chai de do. There's one with chai do, because I feel I'm the boss, I'm throwing the money at him and getting my job. No, it's not right. That reflects on your personality. Your personality becomes a crude personality, and you, without knowing yourself, are harming yourself by using such bad communication. There are two people, one goes and throws a coin at somebody's table and says, Lo, ye de do. The person will get all right from the shopkeeper that thing. There's another person standing next time and says, Bhaiya, wo dikhana, wo mujhe de do. And he keeps the money in his hand, puts it in the hand, or puts it in the right way at the right place. There is a difference between the two behaviors. And what is this behavior? It is a communicational behavior. And these small, small behaviors keep adding to your personal self. And when you say that so and so is very popular and so is not very popular, how do we judge he's popular, he's not popular? Because a popular person is acceptable by groups and groups of people. All types of people want to go near to a popular person. Why? Because he, by his behaviors, his body language, his visualness, his way of talking, his way of using smart words, smaller expressions, is able to talk about so many little things which the other person is not able to. So please remember, the expressions we see on the people's faces, we judge them for their arrogance, we judge them for their bad moods, we judge them for their bad nature, we judge them for being unfriendly, is nothing but we are judging their personality. And that personality is a part of communication that people do. Sorry. Okay. Can you start?
So, Madam Bhatnagar is all telling you about how effective communication plays an important role, and she has also mentioned some important personalities who, with the dint of their wisdom, knowledge and effective communication, are alive in between among us. So, ma'am, over to you.
Well, we were talking about how we form opinions about people only because of their behaviors. And behaviors are part of your communication. The way you move your hands, the way you hold someone, the way you caress someone, the way you love someone, the way you speak to someone, the way you express into your eyes, your face reflections. So the three types of communication that we spoke to you earlier, the visual communication, the spoken communication, and the print communication, everything is part of how you reflect yourself and how your personality is built. We'll talk about a little bit on your written communication also, how it plays. You can say, well, nobody sees me when I write, so how do you know that my personality is reflected? I would like to justify here that when we write a letter to someone, official letter, or when we write an official note to someone, there are expressions we use in that. Sometimes we use very, very harsh words, which can be called abusive language, though they are not abuses, but they are called abusive language, by which we want to outright insult a person. Can I tell you something? That each one of you, each one of human beings have an ego of their own. they have their own self-respect. There may be, in quantities differ, we may think a person sitting on a higher chair, a person who is a very big leader or a very big officer or a chief executive of a company has higher prestige. No. Every human being, right from a peon to a person you find on the roadside, has his or her own ego. Well, this ego makes a person develop an impression about you. So it is absolutely necessary when we write a small little note, whether we use a word please into it, whether we use the word may into it, whether we want to be little polite but still be stiff and use the use the expression that we want to use by using politer words. एक आदमी को एक तरीका होता है कि you can shout at that man on the top of your voice and go on raising your voice and make that person shudder. You know, he's shaking. Oh God, the boss is so angry with me today, and you shout at the top of you are giving a blood pressure to yourself and you're giving a heart attack to the person you're speaking to. There are softer ways also of communicating to him your anger, your displeasure, that you're not happy with person's activities. There are ways of doing things. It's not always that by raising voice that we can shout, but if you see that most of the people and most of us, when we are angry, we find the rescue is only to speak at the top of our voices, shout, and without even realizing what we are doing, use the most degrading language that we can use. Even when we want to write a stinker to someone, when we want to give a notice to someone in the office, we use the most what you call hurting language that we can use. Why? Why can't we be softer person? Why can't we use the same expression by using some language which will humiliate the person, which the person understands and feels, yes, I've committed something wrong, but give him that confidence that he can come back to you and apologize to you. Once you shout at that person, you leave all the doors closed for the person to come back and apologize to you for anything that person has done. There is nothing more sensible than having good communication skills. You know, human beings are judged by what they look, what they speak, how they behave. And all the three things formulate a part of communication. Your behavior, your reflection of face, your body language, your behavior, your talking style, your writing style, everything is reflected into what you are. You may say he's a very sweet person, but he just doesn't know what when he's angry, he just doesn't know what he talks. He is such a stupid person when he talks, when he's angry, that he forgets all his mannerisms. Now, this is what is not needed. A personality is a balanced person. A person who knows that he wants to hurt you, but he knows how to hurt you. He wants to know that he needs to tell you something and tell you in very clear words, but he does not chew his words, but he never uses the language which can really kill your entire personality. So what we are doing today, by using our communication, a bad communication, unskilled communication, we are killing each other's personality. We are not only killing the personality of the person we are speaking to, we are also killing our own personality. Because the expression, the impression that we are giving to other person is an impression that I am not a good person. He may on the face value say, oh, she's a nice lady, but in heart of heart he'll keep telling people outside, and what have I done? I've created an agent of publicity into a person who is providing me a negative publicity all across the people he or she is in touch with. You know, it is always in the interest of all of us, especially the young crowd to whom I am speaking. This is the time this is the time when you are still a student, you need to respect people. You need to learn how to enhance your personality so that you are acceptable when you move into the world where there is a lot of competition, where is not only competition but where there are people who are going to do the same thing to you that you are doing to people now. You must have seen there is a difference between being naughty and being sarcastic or bad. There are people in younger lots, the way they deal with the parents, the way they deal with the elders, the way they shun them off is something which they are damaging their own personality with. The expressions they are using, the communication they are using, you know, the attitude they show at home to their mothers, to their parents, to their grandparents, to the elders, to the family is something which shows what sort of personality they are keeping. They are the people who are not what you call effective personality or lovable personality. Why? Because their communication skills are deplorable. They are horrible. They are not able to polish their communication skills. You can be still wanting to go out. You can be still telling your parents, no, I don't agree with you, but use your words properly. Learn how to speak to them. Learn your courtesies in life. Learn your respect. Learn, give respect to the age. Give respect to the youngers, the little ones. And this is one thing where we say that better communication is something like a contagious disease. If I am good to you using the word aap or please or thank you, there is no reason why you should not be using it. You will think 10 times using dirty, abusive language to me. So please remember, like a contagious disease, good communication spreads itself from person to person, from little ones to the elders. If a little one coming from the school says, nahin, my teacher does not want me to say this, आपने मुझे थैंक यू नहीं बोला, आपने मुझे आप नहीं बोला, आपने गाली क्यों दिया, मेरी टीचर ने मना किया है, तो the mother will think 10 times when she speaks next whether she should use that language or not. She will not say नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, हम तो ऐसे ही बोलेंगे. Nobody will do it. So please remember, communication, I am so fond of impressing upon on communication to everybody, because I personally feel that the entire success story, human success story, lies in the folds of communication. More communication, better communication, effective communication, skilled communication will make you into a very good personality. Not only a good personality, a very acceptable person, and a person who will be going up and up on the path of success in career life. I can cite the example of people who have got their success. If any of you, I would like you to pick up a storybook on Ambani's. Dhirubhai Ambani, a guy who came to town with a very little nothing. He was selling pakoras, what you call in chapati, in front of a small building. And today we call Ambani's a name. How did he build this empire? If he was abusive, his communication was not proper with the people, if he had not worked hard, and with the hard working, he had that acceptability level. His personality was such that people wanted to help him out. People tried to know him more. People found out what was his skills. It's only because he could tell about his skills, because he could show his skills, he could really deal with the people. His biggest asset today was how he started, if you see his life story, was human relations. How he built up with human beings was the crux of his success story. Pick up any success story, not only in India, world over. Bill Gates. What was Bill Gates? If you have read about him, his personality became Bill Gates' personality that we all talk about today is only because of his relations with people. how he dealt with people, how he made people work for him day and night, how he had a whole lot of sincere people rounding about him. Why? Because his personality reflected those qualities the way he could. Otherwise, if he was just a, good-looking man with no expression at all and asking you to do this, do this, do this, do this, how much will you do? You will do only the much that was given to you to do for the money you get. You would never come out with new ideas, give him new concepts to go further. No success story is a lone man's success story. It is a group of people getting together, sharing ideas, interacting with each other, trusting each other, showing sincerity. And in this group, the top man takes out the leadership and the others become very reflectable personalities under the person. Go to any good company, stand outside the company when the company's people finish their work at 5 o'clock in the evening, just watch them. There are offices, there are places where the workers come smiling, looking fresh, cheerful, talking in very cheerful tones. They are all laughing, smiling at each other, wishing each other and all that. And there are other places you just stand there. There are people who walk out looking all fagged out, all lost, the expressions of disgust on their face as if they've come out of a big prison after 8 days' work. What is the difference? The difference is communication again. How they were communicated, how their environments communicated with them, how they were reflecting in the office, how much they are listened to, how much they feel they are part of an office, how much you feel you're part of your education system, how much you feel I also matter. This I in every human being needs a little bit of satisfaction. And when we kill that I in a person, that means we are killing that person's personality. And many of us are responsible for killing I's in hundreds and hundreds of people just because of our bad communication, shouting at people. क्यों नहीं किया? करना चाहिए था, अभी करो, यूं करो. I mean, what are we? Are we the lords and masters? Why are we playing with the personalities of others? Only because we want to satisfy, we want to make people feel that we are the bosses or we are the people. Here I disagree with everybody who shouts, everybody who uses abusive language. They are neither good personalities, nor good bosses, nor good leaders, or neither they are good career holders, because they keep losing the best people under them as and when the chance comes. So remember one thing, that personalities and communication are so closely interlinked. You love your mother because she is very communicative with you. You don't like your mothers even, it's very, very close relationship of mother and child I am talking about. Sometimes you don't like to talk to your mother. You sometimes are very rude with your mother. You have no common feature with your mother because she has lacked communication with you. There's a big communication gap between a child and a mother, and gradually you'll find the children drifting out of the families, going to their friends' houses, spending most of the time with others, and then the mother's complaining, oh, he's not bothered about me, he doesn't care about me. How much have you communicated? How much you have shared? Did you share the feelings? Did you ever give that touch? Even the touch that gives the feeling to your child? Or no? Or you were one of those snooty sort of mother, all the time dressed up, all the time decked up, doing everything for your child, but not using a communication with your child, not sharing the child's life. This is not a child and mother story. This is the story of everybody working at any level. You are sitting in a bus, you have somebody sitting next to you. There are people gradually start developing communication. You see how quickly the 3 hours pass. You talk, you become friends, and maybe that friendship lasts you, takes you somewhere. Whereas there are people who sit with their eyes glued in front, God knows what all is going into their minds. And if you read the expressions of such people sitting aloof like this, you find their expressions absolutely boring. You think you have all sorts of feelings about such people. कि बड़ा snooty है, पता नहीं क्या करता है. I don't know what is the people sitting very depressed, and you feel कि पता नहीं क्या दुख है बेचारे को, क्या तकलीफ है, क्यों ऐसे बैठा. So the thing is that round and round, one thing that I am going on pushing into your minds are that communication is the biggest thing that can make or destroy your personality altogether. Personalities are not something which you can build in parlors, which you can build in finishing schools. You can look better in finishing schools, they might teach you how to dress up, etc. But personalities are not dressing up, not using branded clothes, not going to big restaurants, hotels and malls. Personality is something that you are walking and somebody is looking at you, and the expressions you have, the way you are behaving, your mannerism, your communication levels, the way you are acting with the steward or the bearer in the restaurant where you've gone, the way you are using the language with little ones, with the people on the roadside, is everything that is your personality. I can have hundreds and hundreds of people before you who have beautiful personality, but maybe they do not have very, what you call in your language, acceptable exterior. They may not be very charming looking or the beautiful looking. They are no more mannequins. If you want beauty looking things, you can make a very beautiful statue, a mannequin, dress that mannequin in the best possible clothes, put him at the shop, a show window. You can admire that woman, but she cannot speak. Her expression is what the plaster Paris man has given her. But after 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, you will start, reflecting in a manner of disinterest towards her. You will not look at the statue more than 10 times because same expression bores you after some time, makes you sick. Ke bhaiya band karo isko, idhar karo. So you can imagine how important communication becomes. So for a good personality, for an acceptable personality, please, once again in this series of communication, I would like you to ensure that you people polish your communication skills. I have given you some tips, I'll repeat them again. Number 1, use your mirror as your friend. Sit before the mirror and talk and see how you look in the mirror. Sit like a brooding person and show your expression like this, and the mirror will tell you, oh my God, you're looking terrible. Go with a little smiling face before the mirror, and the mirror will tell you, you're looking nice. The way you shake your hands, the way you shake your body, the way you say hello to someone, all those things, if you sit before the mirror and learn, it's called self-learning. You will realize, no, this sort of eye makes me feel that, oh, I'm a very superior person. I think I'm acting arrogant. Sometimes, then the second tip I want to give you is, do not get disheartened if people don't appreciate you. Learn to appreciate yourself. A person who loves himself or herself is the best person. If you love yourself, the world will love you. If you go on treating yourself to be someone that nobody loves me, nobody is going to love you. People will give you that feeling you're not loved. And the last thing that I want to tell you is, tell the world, if not the world, tell yourself 10 times in a day, I can do it. I can do it and I will do it. And I can assure you, you will be able to do everything that nobody else is able to do it. Okay, that's it for today. I think we must finish here. I think I'm taking too long with you. I hope something small of whatever I said you all will follow in your life.
Definitely, ma'am. As you said, yes, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Of course, we will do it. That is, we'll bring out for you another more lectures on communication only, but with different perspectives. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much.